Welcome to Fret Not. Hey guys, today we got something a little different for you. If you're new to the channel, as you know, we review guitars primarily, every once in a while amps, but periodically people send us stuff and ask us to do reviews on them, and sometimes we turn them down and sometimes we don't. And this company, Vangoa, reached out to us a while back and asked me about this, and you know, I really tried to plan this video to make it the best I could for you guys. Sometimes the best of planning doesn't translate. So what we've got here today, I'm going to show you this. We're going to look at it a little bit deeper in a second. But the wheels got to spinning when I saw this, and I told them, yeah, go ahead and send this. Simply because I think this works really well, at least for one application for me, and probably tons of applications for a lot of people out there. So this is a Vangoa Powered Pedalboard. We're going to get into all the specs and everything about it here in a second. It comes in this really nice case. You've got another zippered pocket here, so all this area is, you can put cables, whatever you want, maybe some of your small pedals in it. And it also comes as a backpack, so you could just put it on your back, and it has a nice carrying handle. It does have feet on the bottom, so you can stand it up, and it's got two really nice zippers on it, and the case is very nicely padded, feels really good, feels kind of like a high-end bag or something, you know, a piece of luggage or something. So they did really good on the carrying case. And I don't know about you guys, but some of us that, you know, run around and try to gig out, most of our stuff is just thrown in whatever to get there. So this is really cool. I'm going to take it out and show it to you in a minute. I believe, I haven't had a chance to 100% test it, but I believe all your pedals can be on here and stay on here and just go in the bag. So that's a game changer, because if you've ever been trying to gig and you know, go out there and you're trying to set everything up on the stage, that can be a nightmare. So we're going to just take a first look at opening it. So you're going to have your sticky to keep everything on the board. You're going to have a user manual, which is very detailed on this. And then you're going to have a possible configuration set up. So this is going to give you different ways to set things up. And the reason this is in there is one of the features I'm going to show you in a minute. So it gives you, I think, 3 different connection ways to set this up to where it performs optimally. If you've ever bought a pedal board, and you know most of the time these don't come with it, so there you go. The good thing about this is this does come with both short and long cables, so that really helps your cable management on these. And here's your power supply. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take this out, because you're just seeing the styrofoam. Let's take this out, look at it, and let me explain to you what made me think this would probably be a pretty good setup for me. Okay, now that we've got it out of the box, so let's talk about the unit itself before we get too much further. I believe when you look at this, I believe this is all folded like aircraft aluminum. It's not welded together, so I believe that's really going to help its durability, especially being on and off stage, throwing this around. You know how stuff gets, moving stuff. So it's all folded, and it's all one piece of, I believe, aircraft grade. That's a really good deal. Another thing that's really cool about this is these gaps. And if you've got any part of OCD in you, this allows you to move your cables around, and everything is not just jumped up on the top. So I'm not going to do it today because I'm still waiting on my other stuff to come back. But these set right on here, and these are going to grip your pedals once you take this tape off. And then you're going to have where you can just take your stuff on and off, but they're not going to move. And like I said earlier, you're going to have some small cables and large cables. So depending on where you put your pedals at, that really helps. And you can take your cables and run them under this. So you're not going to have all that setting up on top, which I've done for years, and it's kind of messy, and sometimes your foot gets caught on them and stuff. So if we can get this to focus, I want to show you the underside. It also has these retractable legs, which gives it an angle, which is fantastic. And then under here, since this is a powered pedal, your board, you're going to see all of your power supply options under here. So you have 6 9-volt 300 mAh over here. You have 4 9-volt 500 mAh. You have 1 isolated 9-volt, and then you have a 12 and an 18-volt at 500 mAh. Sometimes on our modulation pedals and other pedals, sometimes those you need a little bit more power to those. The fact that this is powered, you're going to power it up and you're going to send your, off to your power, and then everything is powered off this board is really cool. Probably one of the biggest questions out there when people see this is, how is the noise level on it? With this being isolated, you shouldn't hear any noise on it. And full disclaimer, I have an array of pedals I was going to have this set up on. And like a dummy, I took my amp to the shop to have some stuff done to it, and all my pedals are with it. But I do have something else I want to set up for you real quick, just so you can see it. And we'll take a look at it that way, and I'll give you a couple more thoughts on some more of the features on this. Okay, so here's the thought process I had. Now, I believe this board will hold up to about 12 pedals. All pedals, you can have different sizes, so that's just a rough number, but around 12 pedals if you're plugging them up through this. Here's what my thoughts were, I would, even though I have all the other pedals, I haven't put these on yet because I haven't decided which way I'm going to use this, but here was the thought process when I saw this and agreed to do this video. I put my Quad Cortex here, my volume swell, volume wah pedal over here, and then maybe a separate tuner here to have it running all the time where it's not running on the Quad Cortex all the time. And that would be one way to utilize this unit. Also, you could just go back and take all those other pedals, put them together, and make a really nice unit out of this, stack them together. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer when you can take these and run them under. And then all your cables are up under and you don't see them and they're not in the way. That's really cool. If you're noticing these lights down the front, these LEDs, I have them set right now to the internal microphone sensor. So with this controller on the back, I can control what they do. Now, I've opened up the sensitivity a little bit, and so it's going to react to music, talking, anything out there. You're able to adjust this and do whatever whatever you feel like. And I guess sitting on stage, on a dark stage, this would be really cool. It would give a little bit more, presence and may look a little bit higher end. Now you can turn this sensitivity off, and using these in and outs here, you can get this to play internally without having that, and it'll just be off of your music, not all the ambient. With all of the connections on this, it being isolated, I don't really have any way at the moment to test the noise levels, but I've done a lot of research on this, and I've never seen anybody else say that you're going to get any excess noise out of this. So I think this is a really good deal. I think at the time of this review, these were around 120 bucks or so. And I have noticed a couple of different places that they are selling out and or out of stock. So with this being aircraft aluminum, the legs on it, the internal power source, all of the flexibility you have, and even down to the little LED lights, I think it's a pretty good deal. And I have a couple of different applications I'm going to try and use it with, and maybe even have it set up for 2 different separate applications. So make sure you go check these out, man. This company's been around a while, and they do a lot of different stuff. There is a mini version of this, but for me, things of this nature and bigger wah pedals, this is what would work for me. But thanks so much for watching, man. I hope this was some kind of way informative for you. We think this is a good product, and yeah, you're going to see it in the future with us because we've got a lot of stuff we're going to do with this. We appreciate everybody, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. Stay around. We'll have another giveaway video coming up soon.